Regular Linux is on a natural diet, but this is Linux on steroids. This is Caelestia, one of the most beautiful and feature-packed Linux desktop setups I have come across. And today we are going to install this entire thing from scratch, starting with a completely fresh CachyOS installation. I'll show you the complete process from downloading the ISO and making the bootable USB all the way to getting Caelestia running. And yes, I also ran into some problems along the way, especially one annoying QuickShell issue. So I'll show you exactly what happened and how I fixed it. But first, why I am using CachyOS. CachyOS is an Arch-based Linux distribution that's focused heavily on performance and optimization while still giving us the flexibility and customization that comes with Arch. And since Caelestia is built around Hyprland and Wayland, I wanted a lightweight and performance-focused base rather than a traditional desktop environment with a lot of things I don't actually need. So for this setup, CachyOS felt like a perfect starting point. And with that out of the way, let's install it. First, go to the official CachyOS website and download the latest ISO file. Once the ISO is downloaded, we need something to make our bootable pen drive. I am going to use Ventoy. Go to the official Ventoy website and download the .tar.gz file for the Linux. Extract it, open the extracted Ventoy folder in the terminal. And now grab the pen drive you are going to use, plug it into your PC. Now run lsblk. This will show all the storage devices connected to your system. Find your pen drive here and be very careful at this point. Make absolutely sure you have identified the correct drive because the next command will erase the selected drive. Once you have confirmed it, run this command. Of course, replace /def/sda with the actual device name of your pen drive. Press Y to confirm. Now confirm it again and Ventoy will be installed on the pen drive. Done. Now simply copy and paste the CachyOS ISO into the Ventoy drive. And one of the best things about Ventoy is that you can actually put multiple ISO files on the same pen drive and choose which one you want to boot later. So you don't have to reflash your USB every time you want to try another Linux distribution. Now safely remove the pen drive and restart your PC. While the PC is restarting, repeatedly press the key for your boot menu. And if you don't know what key to press, then you can simply spam escape key. Go into the BIOS UEFI settings and make sure secure boot is disabled. Then select your pen drive from the boot options and save the changes. And now we should see the CachyOS boot screen. Choose the default option and let it boot. It can take a while, so just be patient. And we are in. We are now inside the CachyOS live environment running KDE Plasma. Before starting the installation, make sure you are connected to the internet. This allows the installer to get the latest packages and updates during the installation. Now click Launch Installer. Choose your preferred language. Select your region. I'll leave the keyboard layout at its default. For the bootloader, I'm also going with the default option, which is Lemon. And now we reach probably the most important part of the installation. Partitioning. If you are installing CachyOS on a completely empty drive and don't care about what's already on it, you can simply choose erase disk. But if you have multiple partitions, another operating system, or you are setting up a dual boot system and don't want to mess with your existing partitions, I would recommend going with the manual partitioning. I am going with manual as well. In manual partitioning, carefully select the drive or partition where you want to install CachyOS. Delete the partition you are going to use so it becomes unallocated space. Now click create. For the boot partition, I am giving it at least 4 GB space. Set the file system to FAT32. If you get a format option here, keep it selected. Set mount point to /boot and make sure the appropriate boot EFI flag is enabled. For the remaining space, I am using BTRFS and mounting it to /. Once everything looks correct, click next, and one more time, be extremely careful when you are partitioning. Now we get to the desktop environment selection, and I am going to choose no desktop. The reason is that I am going to install Caelestia completely from the scratch. If you want to play it safe, you can install one of the available desktop environments here first. But for this video, we are going completely clean. Now fill in this section with your preferred name, username and password, and make sure you remember your username and password. We are going to need them later because we are installing Caelestia without a desktop environment. So after rebooting, we will initially be logging in through the TTY. Everything is ready, click next, click install, confirm it, and now just wait for the installation to finish. The installation is done. Check restart now and click done, and our PC will now boot into the new CachyOS installation, and we are greeted by a TTY screen. Don't worry, this is completely normal. We specifically installed CachyOS without a desktop environment. Enter your username, then your password, and we are logged in. We now have a completely fresh CachyOS installation with no desktop environment. But don't worry, we are about to turn this into something completely different. Before installing Caelestia, let's connect the system to the internet. If you are using Ethernet, just plug the cable in. For Wi-Fi, run this command. This will show the Wi-Fi networks available around your system. Because I am installing CachyOS on virtual machine, that's why I can't see the available Wi-Fi networks here, but in your case, it will be visible. Then connect to your network using this command. Replace the Wi-Fi name and password with your actual ones. Once we are connected, let's update the system and let it finish. Now we need an AUR helper to make installing Caelestia easier. Caelestia's installation instructions use Paru, so I am going with Paru as well. You can use another AUR helper as well, like Ye if you prefer. Once Paru is installed, we are ready to install Caelestia. Now type this command. This installs the Caelestia command line tool that handles the actual Caelestia installation. Go through the installation process. If it asks you to confirm something, type Y. If you get a package review page like this, press Q to quit the review and Y to continue while keeping the changes. And the Caelestia client is installed. Now run Caelestia install, and this is where the actual Caelestia installation begins. Caelestia now gives us a bunch of optional components that we can install. You can select whatever you actually need. I am going with UWSM and Zen browser. UWSM stands for Universal Wayland Session Manager. Basically, it helps manage Wayland sessions and makes launching and managing the compositor environment more reliable. And I am choosing Zen because it's one of my favorite browsers. Once you have selected whatever you want, continue with the installation. Carefully follow the prompts. For most of them, I'm just going with the defaults. If you get another review page, press Q and then Y to continue. And now we wait. And the installation is done. Before booting into Caelestia, I am going to reboot the system once. After that, we also need a graphical login manager. So let's install and enable SDDM. You can use GDM instead if you prefer. And now we should have a proper graphical login screen. From here, select the Hyprland UWSM session, log in, and we are in Caelestia Hyprland. Except wait, where is the Caelestia? It's just a blank screen. Don't worry guys, this is actually a QuickShell version issue that I have run into multiple times while installing Caelestia. Let's check what's happening. Open the terminal by pressing Super+T and run QuickShell version. And there it is. We are running Noctalia QS 0.0.12, but we need the newer QuickShell version for Caelestia. So let's remove this conflicting version. Run this command. And now install the latest QuickShell. Let's check the version again. And there we go, we are now on the latest QuickShell version. Now run Caelestia shell, and there it is. Caelestia is finally working, and this is exactly why I always say I break things so you don't have to. Now there's one more thing you might notice. Because I'm doing this installation inside a virtual machine, the virtual GPU doesn't provide the same hardware acceleration as my actual AMD GPU. So in my virtual machine I have to force it to use software rendering. That's why I am running this command, and now Caelestia works properly inside the virtual machine. If you are installing this directly on real hardware with proper GPU acceleration, you normally shouldn't need this workaround. But obviously we don't want to manually type that command every time we turn on the PC. So let's make Caelestia start automatically. Open your Hyprland configuration file. Go to the autostart section and add this Caelestia startup command. Save the configuration. And now Caelestia should automatically start whenever you log into Hyprland. Done. Our CachyOS plus Hyprland plus Caelestia setup is finally working properly. There's just one more thing I want to change. Our desktop looks amazing, but the login screen not really matching the vibe. So let's customize it. Go to the Astronaut SDDM GitHub page. You will find a bunch of really beautiful SDDM theme here. I am going with this Japanese aesthetic one. Copy the automated installation command from the GitHub page and paste it into the terminal. Choose the complete installation. Then select the theme you want. You can navigate through the themes using the arrow keys. Press enter to select one, and done. Our SDDM login screen is customized too. And finally, this is what we ended up with. We have a Linux desktop that looks absolutely insane. And honestly, this is one of the things I love about Linux. You can start with a completely blank system and build the exact workflow and appearance you want. Now obviously, Caelestia is not for everyone. If you want a traditional desktop that you install once and never touch again, this probably isn't for you. But if you are someone who loves customization, beautiful animations, Wayland, Hyprland, and tinkering with your system, Caelestia is definitely worth trying. And if you want to know more about Caelestia's key bindings, features, and how to customize it even further, you can visit Caelestia's official GitHub page and you can see every instructions from here. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, and if you want something that's a little more focused on performance while still looking absolutely beautiful, then stay tuned, because my next video is going to be about Noctalia. I'll see you in that one. Peace.